Hey, I hope you don't mind, but this is a really hectic time of year, so I'm going to have to do some chores during this podcast, okay? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Next, on So What? Hi, I'm Chris Dorman, and welcome back to So What. Now, I don't know about your house, but my house this time of year is kind of crazy. And we're having a party this weekend, and so I said, I told my wife, I said, I'll help you, do some little cleaning around the house and get some dishes ready for our party this weekend. So anyway, so we are looking at the Beatitudes, as you know. And throughout this study, I have periodically talked about the setting, the circumstances of Jesus' audience, what theologians call the Sitzenleben, the situation in life. Now, you'll recall that the dominant religious institution in that world was the Pharisees, right? And we know that Jesus really had nothing kind to say about them, right? He said that they focused on the externals, right? They weren't really concerned about the heart. They were concerned about what people saw, right? What people heard, what people observed. That was the genuine test of spirituality. Now, think about a culture like that. When you've got an institute, the dominant religious institution, really just telling you this is what it takes to be spiritual. And think about how many times in the Gospels people have come to Jesus and asked, what must I do to be saved? What works must I do to be in good standing before God? Even Nicodemus in John chapter 3, while he didn't, the scriptures don't record for us that he asked that question, what must I do to be saved? But when Jesus says, you must be born again, essentially, right, to be in good standing before God, to be saved, it implies or infers that Nicodemus is sort of trying to ask that question. So in a culture that was so religious, why are there so many people wondering, what do I got to do to be saved? Because, beloved, if you really focus on the externals, okay, and if everything about your spiritual life is judged on the outside of the cup, on the outside, what people see, think about what a struggle that could be, to maintain this appearance of spirituality when inside you're dead, when inside there's really nothing going on. Now, beloved, when Jesus said, the pure in heart shall see God, those and only those people shall see God, blessed, happy are the pure in heart, he wasn't saying anything new. I'm going to put some Old Testament verses down there for you to show that make clear that God was always concerned about the heart. While we get caught up in religion, we get caught up in externals, God's always concerned about the heart. And when Jesus says, hey, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God, can you imagine what that would have been to a people that were really religiously oppressed, that had so much religion and no real spirituality, who had a burdensome religion, law after law after law, piled on top of the 600 plus commands that are already in the Old Testament. People are just dying, crying out, God, what must I do? And Jesus said, you must be pure in heart. You must be pure in heart. Now again, we focus on the outside, right? But what's going on the inside? That's what matters. And beloved, we're no different. Really, we're not that different in our day. We get caught up in the externals, right? Tattoos, smoking, drinking, celebrating Halloween, celebrating Christmas, dancing, long hair, piercings. We get caught up in all those externals when, again, it's the heart that matters. Remember when Jesus condemned the Pharisees in Matthew 23? You clean the outside of the cup when the inside is full of greed, bitterness, sin, wickedness. Beloved, we do the same thing. So what exactly did Jesus mean when he said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God? What exactly is he saying? That we'll look at next week. Okay? But until then, thank you for tuning in, my friends. And I'll talk to you next week.